guys, it's today 7 on Sunday. I'm really excited about this week's topic because we're going to be talking about our most satisfying endings, and then next week we're going to be talking about our most dissatisfying endings. So there are a pair of topics which I'm really excited about, but I actually did these as a topic on Top 5 Tuesday like quite a few years back, so I'm excited to like bring it back and rehash how I feel. And this was actually really hard because I thought that I generally was happy with endings, but like there's always something that annoys me with the endings of books, or I just forget completely, so I just assume that it was good because I can't remember what happened. But I actually really hate open endings as well, and most books have to do the whole, oh, it's gonna be good, bruh, and it's not. How do I know? How do I know? The book's never coming back. But I have 7 that I'm pretty sure I enjoy because some of them I also forgot, so they might be annoying endings without me realizing it. But I'm excited for this theme, excited for the topic. Let's get into it. Now, I'm pretty sure every single person who has read this trilogy is gonna say that it's their top favorite ending, because it seriously is. It is the most well-written ending of like all time, and I enjoy it so much, but that is for the Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. And see, the hard thing about this topic is I can't actually go into detail about these endings without spoiling, but if you know, you know, because the Infernal Devices has one of the best love triangles of all time, because they all love each other and care about each other so much, and they just want each other to be happy, even though one of them has to be unhappy. And in this way, I feel like they really did give both sides of the love triangle the happiness they deserved, but also made it so that like she didn't have to pick, but she also got to be happy. Like, I'm really trying not to spoil it, but it's just one of those really beautiful endings, and Tessa as a character still continues on throughout the rest of the series, so we get to see more of her life and more of what she does. And like, it's really cool because even though the series ended, we still see some of these characters, and they're still happy, and they're still going, and they're still doing certain things. But I've just never read a book that ended so beautifully, and I love it so much. Next, I'm gonna say 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray, and I feel like I'm bringing this one up a lot because like in general I really do like this trilogy, and I haven't talked about it for ages, but like I'm a bit vague on what actually happened, and I could definitely give these books a reread because I really enjoy the series so much. I just remember this like sense of happiness from the end of this book. Like, I'm pretty sure like everything was okay, because most books the ending's gonna be okay, like they're gonna work it out, they're gonna figure out what's wrong. So I just had to fix the window because I didn't realize how far I angled it, and then the light was just hitting me really weirdly. Like, it's probably a bit darker in this video now, but I'm trying to get it lit, trying to get it. Still not used to the location fully, but like it's working. But I just remember being happy. Like, I was happy with who Margaret chose to be with at the end of the series. I was happy with how their relationship was going. I was happy with that she was still friends with the other guy, and she managed to fix what broke with her father's business. I think, like, I just remember it just being quite a happy time. Like, I wasn't that angry, but as I said, I think I need to give this series a reread because I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure I just felt happy about it. See, now, I know Grace hates this series, but I'm putting it on my list because I still enjoyed it. Like, I feel like I can see where she's coming from with the toxic side of things, but for me, The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson ended really well. Like, I remember just being really happy, and I know it did leave a bit open-ended, and as I said, I hate open-ended endings. This one was open-ended, but I felt just like hope, because like a certain character came back into the story right at the end, and I was just like, oh, this is exciting. And I thought it was good because like Leah was where she needed to be, and like everyone else was where they needed to be, and stuff was moving, and like you just had hope for the future. And I always just really enjoyed this ending. Like, I thought it was good. I thought everything was going how it should, and I'm being vague again because like I'm low-key like, what happened in this book? I do just remember being really happy with this. Like, it's been years since I've read these. Like, clearly these ones that ended, it's been a long time, and I haven't really finished a lot of series as of recent times. I just had like fun with this, and I thought it was really good. Adding a new one that I literally just finished, but People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Like, my heart, I love this book so much. It's honestly probably like one of my favorites of the year. Like, Boyfriend Material and People We Meet on Vacation, like they are both up there. This was such a fun read, and I had such a fun time with it, and like I just really liked the ending because they had like a little epilogue, and we got to see what their lives were like, and I think that was the best thing about it. This is the only standalone I've put on my list because it's not actually about series enders. It could just be any type of ending, but like I just thought thought that this was just so good, so much fun. And as I said, the epilogue, like most of the time with romance novels, they just get together right at the end and you're like, damn, okay, but what happens after? But this one actually gave us an epilogue chapter of what they were doing and how they were feeling and how they sometimes argue about things, but they still love each other. And that's all you want. That's all you just want to know that they're going to be okay. You don't want to find out that, oh, we broke up after 2 weeks because we were in this mood. Like, you want to know. You don't want to have to think and pretend that it's okay when it's not okay. This book makes me feel like it's going to be okay, but I really love it. It was such a cute book and I just am so glad that I read it. Now, I want to talk about Splinter by A.G. Howard because this is an ending that's not that different from the Infernal Devices. So, well, if you've read the Infernal Devices, then you know where I'm going with this, but it's another love triangle. She's got to pick someone who is immortal and someone who is human, and I had the side that I was leaning more towards, but then it was kind of like, you know, obviously with this story, both guys don't like each other at all, but they love her, so they sometimes have to work together to protect her, which makes a lot of sense. But like, this is an Alice in Wonderland retelling. It's a really fun setting, but if you liked Infernal Devices, you will like this trilogy. Like, it was really fun, it was really good, and I just felt like the way it ended was just absolutely perfect for the characters, and that's how I felt again with Infernal Devices. It just makes complete sense for the characters to act the way that they do because it's just them, it's how they are as a person. So I did really enjoy this ending. I thought it was really good. What was also good was there was another little short story that was set after the book that gave us a little bit more insight. We got to see a couple of other little things happen, which was really cute. So it was just a fun time. It was a really fun time. I have to put Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas on this list. There is a dog out there. You know, the most awkward thing is people just constantly walk past this window because, like, we're in lockdown, but people decided they just want to go on walks and leave the house all the time, which, I mean, yeah, you're allowed, but also, like, should you? Because it doesn't seem like everything's going to be good. This is a series that's basically 8 books long with Tower of Dawn and The Assassin's Blade, and it's one of those series that, like, I started this when only the first 3 books came out. I lived through Queen of Shadows coming out, Empire Storm's coming out, Tower of Dawn coming out, Kingdom of Ash coming out, and it's one of those things that just built up so much in my mind. And like, yes, it was annoying when I got to the last book and everything got spoiled literally within 2 seconds of the book coming out, and I knew everything that was going to happen and I hated my reading experience. I really do need to like reread the last book just to appreciate it in the mind frame of like, I know what's happened because I've read the book now, not just because people spoiled it for me. But it's one of those books where like, I just think that every decision that characters went through still feels like them, like really like close to home for them and like what they would do. And because there's so many different characters, there's so many different point of views, I was happy with where a lot of the storylines went. And even though we're going to be waiting for that World of Throne of Glass book for probably 28 years, I am happy with what went down, and I feel like the villains got the justice that they deserved and the characters got the revenge that they deserved to give out, and I just had a lot of fun. I just felt like it was a really sad time when like the Akutar series ended and then Throne of Glass series ended, but then like there was the idea of having the Nessian book, but that took years to come out. And then we got Crescent City, which gave us another world to be excited for. But I just felt like these 2 massive series in my life were like gone, and it was really sad. Like Akutar, I was there from the beginning. Like I read the first book and I loved it, and then like the second and third, and now like, you know, obviously I've read the Nessian book, read the novella. I just think Sarah J Maas is always going to have like really good endings. Like she just is such a good writer, and her books are for her characters, and I just love that so much. Now, the last one I want to talk about is the Bloodlines series by Rochelle Mead, because like, yeah, Vampire Academy ends fine, it's good, everything's like seems to be on the up and up and everyone's happy about everything, but like for me, I really enjoyed Bloodlines. For one, you got to see what all the other characters from the series got caught up with and what they were doing, and seeing like Lissa doing, you know, the thingy she's doing at the end for everyone, and seeing the relationships and seeing how people are developing and knowing about other characters and other things going on. But I do think that for me, Sydney and Adrian's love story was the harder one to have to follow, because all the stuff that kept getting thrown at them just was killing me. Because like, yeah, it was Rose and Dimitri, but they're both vampires, so they're both the same thing. But for Sydney and Adrian, he's a Moroi and she's an alchemist, and they're not meant to like interact with each other more than a like level basis of just having to help the vampires, even though the alchemists hate them. But then they fall in love, so it's basically like, you know, you shouldn't fall in love, but they do. They're of completely different species and races and people, and they end up falling in love, and then they have all this stuff thrown at them the whole entire series. I mean, it takes 3 books for Sydney to realize she has feelings for him, and then a book for them to kind of like get over the prejudice and stuff. And then they have one book where like they're not even, they get to be happy a little bit but then they're not really, and then the last book is just go 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 go. So it was so nice to finally get to the ending of this series and they just got to be happy. Like they just got to like live their life, and they get a little bit of a fun thing that happens to them at the end that I really appreciated. So there's like a lot of different things, but I really enjoyed it. And again, like for all the hardships that they go through, I feel like the payoff was just done really, really well. And like I always have such fond feelings about this series, and like I could totally keep reading series from this world about other characters, and it's going to be really exciting when the Vampire Academy series comes out. So I'm hoping it's going to be like really, really good. I mean, I did like the movie, I'm not going to say I didn't. I thought it was a fun time, and even if an adaptation is shit, I just like seeing the characters come to life and seeing them do some of the things that they do in the book. But I think the TV show is going to be better. Well guys, that is all for today's video about talking about all these satisfying endings, and I'm glad that I was able to say satisfying, because dissatisfying is harder. It's like the English is not well. I'm trying to talk and I'm like blah blah blah. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Please tell me if you agree with me, or if there's some endings that you thought are better, or if any of my endings are bad. Like I know Grace is going to say that the Kiss of Deception probably isn't a good ending, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going to appreciate that I did enjoy that trilogy. Like the first book is still the best thing about that story. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!